Makuzo mko. Makuzo mko. Sisi na Wakamba, Wataita, Wataveta, Mijikenda, we are one family. Sisi ni cousins. Na mimi nataka kuambia yote ya Kasongo. Niliona mkipiga kelele ati mimi nashindana na Kalonzo. Hata mambo ya familia mnataka kuingilia. Mtu akiongea na kazi yake iko makosa. Wewe William Ruto, keep off family matters. Wacha wewe. Usiingilie familia.
Rigathi Gachagua is becoming a towering fellow in the opposition politics. Is shaping up politics in Kenya. The indicators of someone that is towering is when he makes a statement, all government employees and officials come out to tackle that statement. Rigathi Gachagua came out to announce that he is meeting his cousins, and this has caused a lot of debate from each and every person from the regime. Rigathi Gachagua has two main factors that are going to make him president. One is a fight and abrasive. Two, he comes from the most populous community. That means at least he's a front runner when he goes for the president. Anyone who comes from the mountain Kenya and gets support is one leg in the presidency. All he needs is a good coalition. And this is what William Ruto fears, because William Ruto went to state a courtesy of the mountain Kenya vote. So in this episode, I've come to discuss the COUSIN narrative that is driving the UDA crazy. What it means for Kenyan politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagari. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. For a very long period of time, the politics in Kenya has been tribal. In fact, everyone who wants to be president, he has to bring together tribal numbers. On face value, they can speak otherwise, but they bring tribal numbers. Be it Raila, be it Ruto. It's the reason as to why one candidate cannot even get 2% of the vote in someone's stronghold, because people vote for their tribesmen. And the person who understood this better is none other than Rigathi Gachagua. When they branded him a tribalist, for me, which I think is not, because the president has the power to appoint anyone. The deputy president does not have power. So how can Rigathi Gachagua be a tribal when he doesn't have power to appoint anyone? Secondly, for Ruto coming out to call Rigathi Gachagua tribal, wasn't he tribal when he was supporting Ruto? Because Rigathi Gachagua supported Ruto, wasn't he tribal? So Rigathi Gachagua understood this and is galvanizing on this. Is echoing the sentiments of cousins, which I translated into the Bantu versus Nairot. And we all know the Bantu are almost 70%. If you count the Bantu people in Kenya, they are the majority. From the Luyas, from the Kikuyus, Embu, Meru, Taita Taveta, okay? Kisii, okay? ETC. They are all Bantu. So it's driving out this narrative, and this narrative is going to send William Ruto home. Trust me, William Ruto was so honored to become president. All odds were against him, but God, he made him president. He got a lot of ego. He did bad. That's why he faced one of the biggest demonstrations in Kenya's history. To one extent that he chased away his deputy. For me, I kept on saying that Ruto made a mistake of chasing Rigathi Gachagua. How can you chase away your deputy that you want to bring the nation together, and you bring in Raila? It's like there was a mistake. The reason as to why the Mount Kenya vote is gone, because the Kenya politics is tribal. You cannot be seen mistreating somebody's son, and they don't come out to retaliate. Trust me, anyone who is not in line with that Rigathi Gachagua in Mount Kenya is going to be sent home. You can keep this video for future reference. And Rigathi Gachagua understood better. William Ruto thought that he was going to isolate Mountain Kenya away from the entire Kenya so that he can win the election. But Rigathi Gachagua has not allowed this to happen. is getting momentum. And when Gachagua moves like this, soon we are going to see massive people joining Rigathi Gachagua. Before I proceed, I want to play a tape when Rigathi Gachagua talked about this cousin narrative. Here's the tape.
Nataka kuuliza nyinyi watu ya Taita Taveta. Si mnajua mimi nimekuja hapa, nimetumwa na watu ya mlima kutafuta makazi wangu. Makuzo, si ndio? Makuzo mko. Makuzo mko. Sisi na Wakamba, Wataita, Wataveta, Mijikenda, we are one family. Sisi ni makazi. Na mimi nataka kuambia yote ya Kasongo. Niliona mkipiga kelele ati mimi nashikana na Kalonzo. Hata mambo ya familia mnataka kuingilia. Mtu akiongea na kazi yake iko makosa. Wewe William Ruto, keep off family matters. Wacha wewe. Usiingilie familia. Wewe umeharibu Kenya. Umeiba kila kitu. Umepiganisha kila mtu. Sasa unataka kuingilia mambo ya familia. Makazi ni wakae pamoja, asikae pamoja. Makuzo wakae pamoja, asikae pamoja. Watembee pamoja, asitembee. Hi cousins. Hi cousins. Hi cousins. Hi Makuzo. Hi cousins. Nisalimie makazi wengine kule. And the journey of cousins. The family of people who are like-minded, who are born together, who have the same tradition. The time for the cousins to come together is now.
That is Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua is not stupid. When he galvanized the camp and others to look at themselves as cousins, they will be unbreakable. I'm waiting for Rigathi Gachagua to also tackle the Western Kenya. Those are the lawyers. You will see the difference. In fact, for me, I pray that Gachagua should campaign in Western Kenya almost 60%. That's what William Ruto did in Central Kenya. Amongst all the campaigns, 60% of William Ruto's campaign were in the Central Kenya, and he got the votes. This is what Rigathi Gachagua should do, because the Western Kenya vote is going to be a determinant in the presidential election. Rigathi Gachagua should even pick a running mate from there, because in Ruto's mind, he thinks that capturing Raila will be getting the vote from the Luo Nyanza and the Western. Truth is, the Luo Nyanza, it's very hard for them to vote for a candidate, most especially a candidate like Gachagua. So they will, in case Raila is not on the ballot, they'll vote for Ruto. But the Western, if Gachagua goes there, campaigns for there 60% of the time, they're going to vote for him. And you cannot tell me that if the Central Kenya vote and the Western Kenya vote come together from the Kamba, that candidate can be defeated. So Rigathi Gachagua is the true medicine of William Ruto. They thought that they can put him down. William Ruto brought everybody on board, including the biggest opposition party, thinking that Gachagua is done. There was injustices which were done on Gachagua, even if you don't like the person. But there were some injustices when Gachagua was being chased. And now is coming back stronger. So the cousin narrative is going to affect largely the Kenya Kwanza government. That's why they are in panic. Okay? Yesterday, I saw Duale talking about the narrative because they feel it. He said these statements.
Jana tena ikakuwa ni siasa ya cousins. Wakenya wote, kabila zote, dini zote ni cousins, ni aunties, ni brothers, ni sisters. Mwambieni wale washindwe. Inchi nyingi jirani zetu zimeporomoka, zimeharibika kwa sababu ya siasa ya ukabila. And we must not allow, as a country, we must not allow forces of evil that preach tribalism, division, hatred, disunity among the people of Kenya.
That is Duale. Not only him, Farouk Kibet, the government AD, also came out to speak about the cousin narrative because they know the cousin narrative is going to take them home. They know. Farouk Kibet said these statements.
Sasa ameanzisha jina ingine anajiita cousin. Lakini mimi namrudisha tu, namwambia yeye bado ni mkabila. Yeye anazidi na kuweka asidi katika taifa la Kenya. yeye ametabiri kwamba tutapigana 2027, ashindwe asishindwe. Toka kwa kitanda akienda toilet akifikiria anatusi William Ruto. Hiyo maneno mambo chafu. Chafu si chafu. Sisi tuliunga Uhuru Kenyatta bila matusi. Tuliunga Kibaki bila matusi. Tukaunga Moi bila hata Kenyatta ya kwanza sisi tuliunga. Yeye aliambia mtu mwingine wakati alichukua uongozi, aliulizwa, sasa hii Kenya utakutanisha? Akasema hapana, hiyo si kazi yangu. Mimi nataka nifanye kitu moja tu. Nataka kushinda Kenyatta 1 kwa utajiri, Moi, Kibaki, Uhuru 2 ama 3 kwa utajiri.
So that is Farouk Kibet. So Rigathi Gachagua is becoming stronger and stronger, and is going to get is going to galvanize the entire country, because Rigathi Gachagua is coming out as a center pillar for the opposition to take William Ruto home. Raila, the way Raila is comfortable, he will wake up when it is too late. So it is time for William Ruto to go home. Of course, that's my opinion. Do me a consider commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, empower you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.